Top of the morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening, depending on when you will be watching this session. Welcome to Opinion Poll with Ignited Ayo. And as you can see, I'm with the ladies of Opinion Poll. Today is Tuesday, and we really apologize for just coming in with the segment for Opinion Poll. But you're welcome to the show, ladies. Ramsey Girl and Joppy Girl. How are you doing?
We're fine. Good afternoon, everybody.
So how are you faring? How are you coping with everything that is happening in this economy? How have you been able to take
My
it?
sister, do you have choice than to adapt to anything the system brings for us? We need to adapt, so we have no choice than to keep moving with the
Indirectly,
pace.
our name have turned to adapter. We are now adapter in
we
this
have no choice
country.
than to keep moving with the pace. So there's no choice. There's no choice.
It is well with us. We are covered.
With the
Your
blood of
big
Jesus.
girl, yes. So your big girl, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank God for the gift of life, and thanks to America because we don't look like what we are passing through in this country. You know, we all know as the thing they go now. As they go, still they follow
on
step
like
by
that.
step. I know that God is with us.
See, my own major problem right now is a new national anthem. Because I don't want to go to a conference or an event and they will ask a whole anchor to come and recite the national anthem. And so the only issues right now that I'm having, sincerely, the only issue I'm having right now is how to recite the national anthem. The lyrics is not sticking. I try for the lyrics to stick. It is just not sticking. I don't know where we have landed again in this country, sincerely.
It's not even a problem for me because I'm not even thinking it twice. Is it me? I'm even thinking of how I will stock my house with food. It's national anthem.
More.
I beg you, let
them all right. So before we unwrap all that we have for you today, let's go on a quick break. And when we get back, we go into the show. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show. So the ladies are about to dive into the conversation. So we just have to bring it dramatically. So the conversation today is on Nigeria.
We hate
what kind of tea is that?
I don't even know. See, that is just the single line I can sing. I can't
see.
for that.
You are not supposed to stop us because that's the only line that we know. You're supposed to allow us to sing it with joy.
Okay, the ladies want to sing Nigeria with ALD.
God.
1, 2, 3, go.
Nigeria, we hail thee. Thank you.
Oh my God. So this is the conversation today. The new national anthem that was passed into law and was signed for all Nigerians to start singing by our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on the 29th of May 2024. This is the conversation today. If at all this is what Nigerians need right now, or we need more than Nigeria with AOD. So the table is open, the floor is open for us to have this conversation. So let me start with Ramsey Girl. You are the one that said you want to stock your house with food stuff.
Yes,
so are you indirectly saying that as a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria, you're not going to abide by you're not going to learn this new anthem?
That is our own major concern of food.
As in this is not because when I first saw it, or let me say I've not even seen it safe. Let me say when I first heard of it, I was like, in this present situation, is this supposed to be something of a major concern? Like, is this the right time to be giving us a new national anthem? Like, because there's no involvement of citizens. Exactly. We just woke up one day and we saw that we have gotten a new national anthem. So I was like, this national anthem, is it bringing anything to us? Just like that, we just woke up and we have started singing a new national anthem. Just like that, they say we should be singing Nigeria, we AOD. So my own is, this new national anthem, of what impact is it bringing to the society? Like, how is it going to affect us? Because I want to know the reason why we are having a new national anthem. Of all things to be to be considered in Nigeria? Is the new national anthem the way to go? Is it the way forward? That is me. Maybe I will call it a rhetorical question because I don't even know how to go about it.
Oh, I love that. So, Yopi girl, let me hear your thoughts. The new anthem. Okay.
Ahead of this, I was like, my God, what is going on? What I did first is let me go to social media in order to go and hear people's opinion, people's view about this major national anthem. I was like, okay, when I got to the social media, people were like, wow, this is another thing. What is going on? So, are you expecting us to leave the one that we have been singing for the past 46 years for another new one? What of those people that don't even heard about this before? What of those people that are just hearing for the first time? Where are we going to start from? Okay, in my own opinion, I saw this as a huge step backward for Nigeria. Seriously, just like moving backward instead of moving forward. Because there is this line that they used to say, forward ever, backward never. But for us to look back, it seems like we don't know where we are going. And for us to think we can just discard the former one for the old one. I don't know, maybe
We don't
that's
even know
I'm
what
saying.
to call the one they just
Maybe
introduced.
Yes,
it's
now,
old or new. I
A
don't
new
know.
old,
from
old new.
what
We don't even know.
our old folks have been saying, it's a national anthem that they've sang before. So we don't know if we should call it a new national anthem or an old new
Like,
national anthem.
seriously.
So we don't know the name to give to
And
it.
the thing that is bothering me is this. There is nothing wrong with the former. Is it former or new? This is another problem.
The former. The former.
Okay, we can that right now. It's now former, right? Okay.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with the former one. So why are we trying to change the former one to the new one now? It's unnecessary. Or is there anything that we want to gain from it, despite all the problems that we are facing in this country right now? So that shows that this country lack priority, to be sincere.
Yes.
Well, I
So
love
their major
that.
concern is national anthem when we have cost of living, crimes up and down, insecurity everywhere. I don't think this is necessary.
Well,
I don't think so.
I really love the thought of the ladies. The first, well, as soon as I heard that new national anthem has been passed into law, the first thing that came to my mind is punchline. Baba is giving us punchline back to back, because when he came into power, punchline subsidy is gone. Year one, new national anthem, another punchline, and I'm just wondering that he's just giving us a hit back to back. And another thing that came to me is the struggle on how to learn it. There are some professions that you have no choice. Like for lawyers now, they have no choice than to learn it. Teachers, they have no. I was in a school 2 days ago. Okay, sorry, I was in a school yesterday, and the children were trying to sing the song. They only sang one stanza.
Even I'm very sure
They're
it's by
just
force.
moving it.
It's by force.
Yeah, and it's even by force, because even the children can see that nothing is working in Nigeria. They can see it. You know that these children, if you tell them that singing, they go, who national anthem help? Even the old one, if they are reciting it, and you ask them to stand at attention and recite, they'll be like, as the new national anthem added up to my school
Or is
fees,
it
has
changing
it
anything?
changed anything? So the children are not even taking it
Serious.
They are not taking it serious. So the difficulties for teachers, for youth corps members, for them to learn it is a problem. Judges, they will have to learn it. We understand that our National Assembly, they are the one that passed it into law, so they don't have any issues. Some people will find this really difficult, but the people that are truly enjoying this new old national anthem, they are the old folks.
Yes, exactly.
Because they feel like, oh, they are bringing back memories. But now I want us to look at the economic value, because I understand that we want to dive into this conversation before now. But let's look at the economic value of this new national anthem. Because for me, I feel like true patriotism is not in the new anthem. True patriotism is in the fact that you can listen to what your people are saying and you can provide solution to it. For me, Nigerians are not complaining about the old former anthem we were using.
Yes.
Arise, O compatriot. Nigerians call, obey. Nigerians are not complaining. They are not lamenting. Even the former anthem, we have not mastered how to sing it. So why bring in a new anthem when the people are not complaining? We don't know when this thing was passed into law. So many angles to this story, but let me hear your thoughts on what do you think is the impact? At least before a leader will say, I want to do this, because in 2022, before he became the president, he said if he can have his way, he will bring it into law. that the old anthem should come back. So before you can bring something back,
There must be a reason.
there must be a reason. But for so far, I've not seen. But I want to hear your perspective. What do you think has made the president to come to a conclusion that we should start using this old new anthem?
You see, my own thought on this is like, I don't know what he was thinking that make him to just change the national anthem. Because okay, from here now we have Nigeria we hail thee, our own dear native land. Through tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Are we still standing in that brotherhood? No. Are we still standing? If people should answer my question.
No,
They
not
say,
at all. It is obvious.
true, because we have a diverse languages and every other thing in Nigeria. But with the way everything is, are we unified? We are not. An example is this election that we just did a few months ago. No, it's even
It's
few
a-
months.
it's a
It's
year
already a
already.
year plus.
It's over a year.
See the way everything was scattered on this Igbo and Yoruba. So if we are unified, it's supposed to reflect in this their national anthem that through tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. A tribe is not what we are supposed to be debating on. That no, is a Yoruba, is Igbo, we want this, but you people are not working towards how we are going to be unified. Is it this national anthem that is going to bring us together? They said that Nigeria motherland, our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. What kind of symbol is our flag? Is it the flag that has been stained since NSAS that wants to be giving us truth and justice symbol? They said to hand on to our children a banner without stain. It has already been stained.
Exactly.
Yes. Oh God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. You see this one, go. Where no man is oppressed. Are we not being oppressed? As a citizen of Nigeria, have you not been oppressed in one way or the other?
Of course.
Even from this our government that brought this national anthem, have we not been oppressed in one way or the other? So the impact, I'm not seeing, and I don't know, maybe later, maybe they are trying to work towards it, but at least let us see that work. Then we now know that okay, we've seen what you are trying to achieve, so we can now back up with this national anthem, but we have nothing to back up this national anthem.
I really love your standpoint.
All the verses and everything that is there is just like exactly just like what's an opposite of what is happening to us.
Exactly.
So I don't know of the impact is going to give on us. That's why I said I don't know, maybe in the future to come. Yes, maybe in the future to come we are going to feel the impact of this national anthem. But right now, it is zero impact. It's just like what an opposite of what is happening to us in the country.
I love this. I would like to hear from your PK.
Okay, from my own side from here, what I want to say is this. You said it earlier. There must be a reason why Mr. President's bringing this. So I think when I look deeply into this new national anthem, the lyrics, the lines, I really love it. Fine. Though it's not working for us in Nigeria right now because everything that was mentioned in this lyrics is just like, it's not something that we have been trying to do. So it's another way round. But for me, I thought maybe Mr. President was like, if we are using this right now, maybe we have to redirect our part. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because the lyrics, the line here, I don't want to repeat it just like she has already go through this. So like, okay, let me say this now. They said, help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. Maybe when we are trying to master the line, we have the memory that our national anthem says this. So don't let me oppress other.
You see, the problem is that the problem is not that Nigerians are not oppressing themselves.
Yes, it is.
Nigerians are not oppressing themselves. You can hardly, if you see a Yoruba man now, a Yoruba man will see another Yoruba man and they are looking at it like, oh, how can we be of help? How can we come through? If you see an Hausa man, even if you are not Hausa, you speak your language to them. They already love you because you are speaking their language. If you see an Igbo man, when they see their brother, especially if you have their intonation, oh, you are my brother, see the way you are speaking. The love is there. So Nigerians are not against each other. This lyrics is speaking more to our leaders. And you highlighted something that, okay, you are the one that said something like, maybe on the long run, we can feel the impact of this national anthem. You see, the truth is that before Nigerians will begin to reason along with the national anthem, there is need for a change at the top. There is need for change of system. There is need for things to begin to work. When things begin to work, then we can now fall back to the national anthem, say, yeah, our own dear sovereign land in brotherhood we stand. Then we can say, oh, now it is now working. But obviously, these things are not working. That is the truth. These things are not working. Nigerians are not fighting themselves. It is our leaders that is not seeing our problems.
Even social media. When they said they adopted this, I have to go into there in order to cross-check people's opinion. And someone said, okay, they were like, this national anthem that they just adopted right now, that when they are using it there, everything is fine, everything is okay. And the question is it that national anthem that is that makes everything to be okay then? And some people were like, based on the national anthem, we can say it's because of the national anthem, but let's look into the leaders of then and the citizens that surround them. So if to say this national anthem as when they are using it then it's okay, everything is going fine. What of our leaders and the citizens? Exactly. So we need to work toward the leaders and the citizens as well.
Even some of our leaders, like the former Minister of Education, Obi Ezekwesili, she said she cannot recite the national anthem. There's this activist, this woman activist, Aisha Yesufu. They said there was a program they did a few days ago too, that she refused to stand up for the national anthem. So even most of the leaders, like most of them in powers, they know the impact of the national anthem, but I don't know the kind of feat they want to achieve that is making them to just pass into law just all of a sudden. That okay, I don't know what gave them the need, what makes them to feel we really need this national anthem at this. So, like you said, it's not about maybe to memorize, to sing. It's not about that, but what is the impact? How does it go in line with us, what is happening to us? So that's my own major concern.
For them to pass it into, they sign and pass this thing into law in less than 3 weeks. When it was going through first reading, it has to go through first reading before it can be passed. First reading, we don't know. Second reading, we don't know. Until third reading, before we heard about it.
Impose it on us by force.
Now, for me, it is looking like to my leaders, I'm not important.
Yes, now
my opinion counts in every organization. Everybody, if you want anywhere to grow, if you want an organization to grow, if you want a nation to grow, you need to carry your people along. You need their feedback.
You see, involvement is very, very important. Involvement of the citizen, because you are leading these people, right? But without them, you will not be on seats. You will not be the leader.
We are the one that votes for you, right?
Yes.
Even
though
we
know
it was
now
we still, let's say we vote for them.
At least the people were supposed to be of major concern that okay, if we put this thing into law, how is it going to meet the people? So let's hear their views. Even if sometimes most of the law they pass, it's not as if they're even hearing our views, but they have we should have a mouth to speak for us. Like those people will know what the citizen wants and what they don't want. So when
social media is there.
Now
social media
they know what they are doing.
Enough. These people know what they are doing. Like me, I said, it is punchline. Don't be surprised that May 29 next year you hear another punchline.
Sure.
Maybe they will say they will no longer be spending naira in Nigeria.
We'll be spending dollar.
Maybe no, they will not want to say that. Maybe they will go back to coins. Exactly, because we are reverting as in so many policies.
See, mine is there's nothing wrong in going back to our old ways, but you have to do it in a sane environment, in a sane community. Like I said, what was the first thing I said? I'm thinking about to stock my house, and you are telling me
even think that Ileya is coming.
As in, I'll buy ram. I just look at the prices of ram in markets. So you're not telling me it's to help us in price of rams and cows that want to sell, that want to buy. Sorry, you're now giving us a new national anthem. Is it the new national anthem that we used to cook as?
And the Nigerians that are truly suffering for these things, Nigerians that are truly lamenting, they are not interested. They don't even know if they
Yes, they are
fast
not. They are not
national anthem.
interested.
Seriously.
The Nigerians that are lamenting, what they are shouting is Gary is now 4,000 plus. Rice is now 80,000. You know, there was a day I made a mistake at the church. I was saying that now that they are selling a cow for 500,000,
You say?
imagine that it is the blood of cow. Imagine that it is the blood of cow that we need to cleanse our sin. How many cow will I be buying now?
Sister.
Somebody corrected me and said, what is 500,000? Cow is now 1 million. I was like,
Yes, and the person is not
are you
lying.
serious?
Those are
Are you
doing
serious?
party
Okay,
now.
that is for cow. The other day, we were saying, okay, let us drink Gary. How much did just to drink ordinary Gary with sugar and the granite? My sister, we were unable to buy it that day again because of the price. Because okay, let me do the calculation. We are to buy Gary. They say
One
half the
Derica.
rick. We are even buying half the
half
rica.
Derica,
Half the rica is 350. We'll buy sugar 200 naira. That's how much. 550.
550.
We'll buy granite 200 naira. That's how much. 750
What
because
of
the
pure
two of
water?
us want to. Okay,
We are
we
going to spend like 1,000
because we
naira
want to
now.
drink Gary.
You know, Gary used to be anybody's food.
Then now you are spending
Gary
extra
used to be a
money
go-to
just
It's
food.
to
even the
drink
rich man
Gary.
that used to drink Gary.
Do you know that for that Gary, because there is really a lot of things that our government should be tackling that they are not tackling. On this Gary that we are talking about, do you know that they are importing Gary from China?
Mm-hmm.
They are importing Gary from China to our own land where we
Where
are
we have
supposed,
our own
where we
Gari.
have our own
Where we are even
cassava,
supposed to be exporting to
where we are
them.
supposed to be exporting. Who gave them the cassava?
Hmm.
How are they able to get the cassava over there? How were they able to process it? Obviously, they are exporting it from here. Well, at least before a nation can think of exporting anything, it means that the thing is sufficient for you inside.
Exactly.
So obviously, most of the things that are being exported out of the country, they are not sufficient
Same
for
for
us
us.
inside.
Exactly.
These
And
are
that's
the
why it's
major things that
affecting us. They're supposed to be put into consideration, but they are not putting
They are
it
not
at
looking at that. They are
all.
looking at national
Because they
anthem.
have the money. What of us that don't even have money to spend?
There are more important things to look at. NLC is still on strike. Students are being affected. Government school students are back at
Thank
home
God that
now-
at least they even allow those that are writing WAEC to write their
continue.
WAEC. So if they insist that they are not writing WAEC, that is going to affect those children that are, because WAEC is like a West African
Yes.
something. So
Yes.
if those NLC did not put it into consideration, that let us consider these children that are writing WAEC, what do you think will happen to them?
So these are other things of importance. But just because we have to talk about it,
There are
now we are
numerous
here, we are
things,
talking about
numerous
it
things that
See,
they are supposed to have even
I think they just want to use this national anthem of it in order
to
to
distract
distract us.
us.
Is
You
it
see,
not
look
funny?
at we are talking
About
about
the
We are
it.
talking
prices,
about
everything up
it.
and down,
We're
the
supposed to be
strike.
talking about the strike
Yes,
now,
now,
but we
but
are
we are
talking
talking
about
about the
national
national
anthem.
anthem. They
Their
are using this in order
distraction
to
mode
distract
is
us.
working.
Ah,
It's working.
Nigeria.
Whoever that is doing PR for them is really working.
I'm
They
telling
really
you.
packaged it very well.
I'm
They
For us
just
to,
want to
you.
for us to
distract
be,
everything. They want to.
there are more important things to look at. But then I would like to hear your final word on this story so we can go on a quick break. Final word. What do you have mentioned that you want more attention should be on the food prices, but is there any other thing you want to add to it?
No, you see, like I said the other time, there are numerous things that Nigerians, like our politicians, need to to work on. Not only food prices, even in the education sector, it is bad. The light sector is okay because of strike now. There's a total blackout. Just imagine those that are using light to run their businesses. Many businesses have crumbled, many businesses have packed up because they are not able to meet up the target. Today I bought these goods for 20,000 naira. By the time I'll go back to the market, it's already 70,000
Do you know that I
naira.
went to the market? I bought something for the cream I'm using. The last time I got it for 3,500. When I checked last week, the remaining one I used it for 6 months. The one I've been scooping the I've been scooping the inside so that let me
price.
get because of the price.
Price.
When I go to the market and I asked for the price and the man said 3,500, I quickly used the money I had with me to tie it because I know that if I go
Before
to
you go-
the market
it
again,
will
it will
increase.
become very
So
expensive.
those
Just
things
imagine.
are, there are so many things to be looking into other than this national anthem of 18. Okay, they said they changed the national anthem. Hope they didn't change the pledge.
Another problem.
You are still pledging to Nigeria.
Hope they didn't change the place so that we will know where to stand. We will know how many things to memorize. So the government should please. We are still begging and we are praying to God to help us pacify them. To at least let them consider we the citizens to make life at ease for us. I beg, national anthem is not the next thing on the list. It's not even the priority for now.
I love that. Your pick your final word so we can move on to our next
So
story.
our dear government government over there, please. This is not your promise, oh. Like seriously,
Renewed
I think
hope.
I think
Renewed
And they
hope
are
can be
renewing
I
it.
think
anything.
everything is supposed to be, now getting like going
Favors.
smoothly, favor us, but it's another way around. Please, we are begging, we are pleading. The cost of living is so high, crisis everywhere. We don't even know where to go again. Just try as much as possible. Consider us, consider the masses outside there, consider those people that don't have enough in order to buy things outside. People are suffering, but our government, they are not ready to do what to help. Instead of helping us, they are
They're
just
adding
like
to
making
our
things
problem.
hard. So please, we are pleading on behalf of everyone.
You
Just try
see,
as much as possible. Try to consider
You see,
us.
my
Like,
own concern is that the true essence of leadership is in the sacrifice. As a leader sacrifice everything for our people. I could remember a time I was taking a leadership position in school. We make sure that the members eat before we eat. The members sleep before we sleep. There was a day I could remember a time that it rained so bad. I can't forget that day in Ikorodu. I can't forget. It rained so bad, and we have a lot of people coming to sleep in that gathering. There is no space for them to sleep. We sacrifice our mats. If you know how Ikorodu land used to be muddy, imagine rain and soak it up again. The cold, we slept on bare ground. I fell ill. That is true leadership. A leader must be able to serve their people, that you cut it, slim it down from your own part, that it is evident that we are doing everything. Tori Toron, head and toe, we are working for the people. But these our leaders, they are not serving the people. They are enriching themselves. We can't see them trimming down cost of governance from their side. They are only taxing the masses. The masses are doing the work. Just imagine, NLC is supposed to have, they should have concluded on the minimum wage. They are yet to conclude on it. And here we are talking about national
national
anthem, and
anthem.
our leader is saying that it is his priority. It is what he wants. Like he's fulfilling his own purpose. Oh, this is so bad. And my final word on this is that anyone who know that they cannot serve the people, they should leave the people.
Exactly.
If you can't serve the people, leave the people, allow the people to be. After all, they said, let the poor breathe.
Let us
Allow Nigerians
to
to
breathe.
breathe. So on this note, we'll go on a quick break. And when we get back, we'll go into our hot gist session. Please stay with us.
How do I get it? Jane, what's wrong? How do you get what? I've been scrolling all day to see where I can get these shoes. Have you tried online vendors? Yes, but I haven't found anyone like it. How about Remy Global Resources? Remy? I'll check it out. If I don't get to see where I can get these shoes, I'll just give up on it. Oh my god, I found it! At Remy Global Resources, this is how we put a smile on the face of our customers. We do not only make you see what you want, we also get it delivered to you at your doorstep. Why wait? Visit remy.com.ng to buy from us today. You can also sell your products on our website. Delivery within Lagos takes only 3 working days. Interstate delivery takes 7 to 15 working days. Contact the number on your screen for more details. Terms and conditions applied.
To the show. So we are moving on to our next conversation. So we saw a video that caught our attention, and we are wondering if this is Nigeria. Some other vital things that the government can be paying their attention to, the Minister of Education and all of that. We saw this video of government secondary school students massaging their teacher's leg in the school premises. Somebody was making the video. An adult, another teacher is there in the presence of students, and we are wondering if these children has actually gone to school to learn, or they have gone to massage the leg of their teachers. So we'll be having the video on display soon, so we can dive into the conversation. But then let me go to the ladies. When you saw the video, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
How you say? I don't know. Nigeria. So was it somebody, I don't know, someone said which way forward, abi, is that not the English?
Nigeria, which way?
Which way? We are really lacking. Or let me say, we are lagging behind. There are some, that's why we are still lamenting, still putting pressure on the government that they really have a lot of things to do. Because why will a secondary school student be massaging our teacher in the school environment, in the school premises? Something that she's supposed to be, something that the teacher is supposed to be a guest. So he's now the one that is even harboring such kind of nasty attitude. So I don't even know. We really need to, the government really needs to put some things in measure, because why will an employee of it, that's, I think those in secondary school, they are public servant now. A
Yes.
servant for that matter be acting in such way in a place of work. So it's something that they are supposed to put a drastic action on.
All right, let me go to your PK. What came to your mind?
When I saw the video,
Girls, not boys.
like seriously, yeah, it's not something new, but it's not proper and it's not normal. And I'm here to blame the teacher as well, because as a teacher, you are meant to teach, to advise, to be a mentor. And for you to allow a student to be massaging your leg in school premises, for that matter, what are you thinking of? You have lost your let me say your respect for such a student, because for a student to be helping you to massage your leg, there is another level where both of you must have placed yourself. If not so, you won't allow your student to be doing such a thing to you in your school environment. It's not proper, it's abnormal for a teacher to allow a student to be doing such a thing, which is unfair.
I love the fact that you said it is not a new thing. Because I remember my mom used to tell me stories of our primary school days. She said then their teachers as farm. Students, they would go to the teacher's farm to help them at the farm. She said sometimes they will help them to wash their clothes. They will go to their house to fetch water for them.
Exactly.
According from her story, it looked like they were using children for slavery, the students for slavery. And if you dare not to do that thing, you dare not report. Unlike now that when teachers send you message to some extent, you go and
even
report to
tell
your
them
parents.
exactly
You
on the
tell
spot,
them
you
no.
tell them you are not
You
going.
tell them you cannot do it. Like for instance, for me, while I was in the teaching sector,
You know that
till
some
date, if I go back to that school, I don't. They know me too well. The children used to insist they want to help me, but I feel like, no, you are not my slave. I am carrying my bag from my house. Why should I allow you to carry it from
When I
me
get to school.
when I get to the school? No, it shouldn't be like that. So I don't allow students to carry my bag, because before you know it, they'll go and be saying something else. But till date, we still see these things happening. We see these things happening. But now we can't allow this to continue. You see situations where the student will offend the teacher, and they will ask the children to kneel down. They place their leg on the children's head. Who does that? Now we can't just allow this to keep on happening. So the conversation now is, when these teachers are caught, first I want to pick it from the fact that there should be a laid down precept, or a laid down regulations, that this is the duty of a teacher and this is the duty of a student. Because sometimes you discover that you don't know the difference between teacher and students. When I was in secondary school, teachers will give us their lesson notes and marker to write on the board for others to copy. There are days that the teachers will want to mark. They will call us to come and mark. And by the grace of God, when we see our friends' scripts, we give them marks.
Exactly.
Even if they don't know, even if they didn't write the correct thing.
Yes, even they ask you to record. Now, even if you didn't give them mark when you are marking, when they ask you to record your script and you just like, maybe I score 30, you have 20 to use.
You had something to use yourself.
That's the impact of you.
Yes, now.
Exactly.
Because
I've
you
come
also,
to work
Yeah, we
for
don't
you.
even know the difference between the teacher and the student, just like as you have said it. Some teachers, they will just leave their work and give it to the student, and they are paying them, they are collecting their money. It's unfair. It's not good enough. I've seen so many cases, and I said it is not new. But I don't know who to blame. Maybe the school authority or the teachers or the student. I don't know.
No,
Because
I
don't
feel
know.
like it is high time there should be a lay down
You
regulations.
see, there is no there should
Let's
be a
know
gap,
each person's duty.
like not a thin gap, a very wide gap between the teachers and the student. Let us know the teacher for the teacher, and let us know the student for the student, because I don't know if this is how it happens in other Africa, because such a thing cannot never happen abroad. So I don't know if that is how it happens in other
No,
Western
this one
countries.
is the Nigerian government school.
No, in other Western,
Okay.
in other African countries,
Countries.
where you will have students cutting grass.
When they offend.
Yes, when you, in fact, sometimes it's not only when they offend. Mostly, what they do in Nigeria here, sometimes apart from having an offense, when they resume newly,
Week
they
one,
ask
they'll
the
say
children
revision
to
week.
clear the grass.
That
and
revision
do-
week,
We
you are
have to
clearing
do
grass.
environmental
Is it
sanitation.
supposed to be so? Okay, okay, can we call that as an act of discipline, or because I don't understand, I don't know still now, though I didn't go to a public school, but till now I used to ask myself this question, that why will the students be the one to cut grass? Is it not a public school? They have cleaners now, and they should be able to employ people
Even the
to do that. So why would the
environment.
student, is it every student
Even
that
the
have the
environment.
strength to be
Do
doing
such a work.
such things?
Even the environment. Sometimes that when children come late to school, after flogging them blue black, they
They
ask them
still
to
ask
go
them
and
to go
pick.
and pick or
You
cut
see,
the grasses.
some punishment measures in Nigerian government school. I don't enjoy it. Punishment measure. I can't forget the day my government teacher flogged me on my buttocks. The only saving grace, and that man, if I don't want to mention him, that man, if he flog you, you won't be able to sit all through that day. That day, as he was about to flog me, like I just released one heavy bomb in my buttocks. As soon as I released that broom, the man, he just spoke one evil. He ran cursed at me that day and asked me to go. He was supposed to flog me 3, but because you see all those corporal punishments. You see, I understand that in Lagos State they've banned corporal punishments, but I would like to take it back to where we started from.
days.
These girls. You see, some of these, we are just highlighting some of the things that happen. This is not all.
Yes.
This is not all, but these are just some of the things happening in government secondary school. So for me, I will stand on the point that it is high time that government should let there be something that spells out the duty of a teacher.
Exactly.
As a teacher, you are to teach the children, ensure that they are in alignment with what the school says. They are working together in alignment with the school vision. As a teacher, you are writing for them. I understand that some persons may be saying that government school, like in the government school that I went to, we had 310 in JSS1. 310 students. Learning was not effective because I was very short. I was sitting at the back. I couldn't see. The only thing you'll be seeing is that you are seeing teacher that is moving, doing their hand like this. You don't know what is happening at the front. So the learning environment wasn't conducive for me. And thank God, if I go to that school now, I see that they have put a lot of things in place. They have less than 50 students in a class now. But then the government should still revisit the schools. Let there be a body that is monitoring what is happening in the school. Let teachers be teachers. Let students be students.
Exactly.
Students should not be seen doing teachers' duty. Personally, I am a very sensitive person. I don't do paintings because when you are touching my leg, I will be, this ticklish.
That's part of what I'm saying. That is it is not all the students that have that strength to go through what you are making them to go through. So at the end of the day, they cut grass, and when they get home, their parents will be the ones spending money on illness. So that's why I said it's not supposed to be. So like you said they put a measure. I don't think it's, though when I was a copper then the school I served, in a class they have primary 6A and B. In a class in primary 6A they are about 200 plus. Yes, I'm telling you. I don't know of now. That was in 2017 or so. Primary 6B to they are about 200 plus. 2 classes, almost 400, and they have just one teacher.
Just imagine.
Just one teacher.
So when won't they begin to send children on errand? They are not supposed
one
to
for
send
A
them.
and one for B. When you enter the class, they will not be shouting. Oh, as in, anytime I remember that, it's always funny to me. But they know me, because if I'm coming, hey, copper is coming, because then I was even pregnant then. So I'm always high. If you do anything like this, I don't even have that strength to flog. But I like them for that. They can read in between. They can read in between. So they're like, if any other teacher is doing rubbish, they know copper will not take nonsense. So they know me for me. So in a class we have about, sometimes we used to join them together.
How
So
will
joining
they
them
hear?
together, we have
And
about
with your
400
tiny
Wait,
people.
you
voice,
have
how
to
will
how
they
will
hear?
you
How
get
will I shout?
400?
No, that
And
was
there's
my
no
own
even
experience in
there's no
secondary
provision
school.
for a megaphone.
Hmm.
So how are we going to do it? In a secondary school, like we said, they should bridge the gap. They should let the students be students. They should let the teachers be teachers, and they should be giving them more orientation on how to train the students how to go about it. Because I would not even what kind of situation is that where a teacher will sit down? Look at how the man was even
As
sitting,
in,
I have
relaxed,
a
putting
say
his
about that.
leg on the table, and a female
Enjoying.
not
student,
even a male.
a male teacher is
He's even
sitting on
passing
the
a
chair,
wrong
putting his leg on the table,
message.
and a female student is massaging his toe, while another female student is there putting her hand on the teacher's
There is much to what they are doing here. We are
Because
just here.
personally
I'm
to me,
telling
if I
you.
God forbid, if I would just conclude that that man has a relationship
There
with
is
those
see,
girls.
that is what I'm saying. There is much to what they are doing there. I'm telling you the fact. If they don't have anything, any relationship, any as in any cordial relationship together, you can't just call me to come and be massaging your leg
Yes.
for nothing now. It's impossible.
Yeah, because it's true. If you
It's
don't have any
impossible.
relationship with
There
them,
is
because
so
if you
many
see
things
if you see
going
that
You
girl,
on.
can't just
she's
for
even
somebody
doing
like me, I
it
was gentle
happily.
in
Is it
school.
not the student of
She's
nowadays?
smiling and doing it. But if it's somebody that doesn't want to do it, you will see her frowning in that camera. But you can see her; she's happily doing it.
The student that even if their teacher is not ready to have anything to do with them, they will still have, now, the students of nowadays. There is more to what they are doing over there. There is more to
So
it.
so now when should we now draw the line? Because for somebody like me, in my university days, I always pray to God. God, no lecturer will look at me one kind.
Not
No,
talk
it's
of
No
not. It's not
lecturer
letting
will
you.
come
I used
close
to
to
not
me.
talk
pray.
No
of
lecture
Eh?
talk more of asking me to do certain things. You see cases where they were always called. When I was in secondary school, you always say a particular teacher, go and call so person. It is you and this girl all the time. Me, my best teachers then, they were females. I don't have males as best teacher because there is this perception that I have a secondary school mate who got married to one of the coppers who came to serve in my school. She got married to immediately after secondary school as a Pum to copper house. That is it. So I can't deny. I really wish we can have the video on display. But then let's continue the conversation. I can't entirely say that those girls did not have a relationship with
There is
that man.
something between them.
And even if there is no relationship, there should be a limit.
Yes, now.
While I was teaching
There's
as
a
my
limit to
as a
everything.
student, there is a limit to how I play with my students. They know that there is a long line between us. I am a teacher. Yeah, there was a time I taught one boy in SS3, and the boy he messaged me, and he was saying, how are you, auntie? How are your guy? I said, I mentioned his full name. Kinikon, do you realize I am your Kinikon? I am so subject teacher. I said, yes, I know. I said, so what kind of message is this? Just imagine the audacity.
That is what I'm
And this
saying.
is even somebody that I draw a line for. That there's a
Talk more
limit,
of
because
not drawing
these
that
No,
children
line.
of
if
now
to
they,
say
they,
you
they are
have
all
been,
grown up.
now.
They've covered me. I saw one of them yesterday on my way home. And he was, I said, it's because I'm not studying clinical engineering. It's because, wow. If you look at him, you assume he's asking me out. No, that's the truth. Look, when people saw us together, you feel like this
Yes,
boy is
that's
asking me
true.
out
That's
because he's way taller, huge, more everything than me. So when should we then draw the line between teachers so that people will stop having this wrong misconception? There's nothing wrong with closeness between teachers, but it should not get to this point that it will now be passing the wrong message to the viewers. As a parent, I won't be happy seeing my daughter doing that.
yes.
So when should we then draw the line? Should parents declare this in PTA that, please, let's spell it out? Our children are not your servants. And another thing with that is that by the time parents begin to draw this line now, they will say
They
parents
don't want them to train their children.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to hear from your
See.
big girl on that.
The school authority should warn the teacher first, and also the student as well, because the students of now, they have this long eye. If their teacher is not even interested, they were interested in the teacher. I'm telling you, if the teacher is not even calling them, they are ready to call the teacher. And for such a teacher as well, you need to do a compose yourself. You are meant to be a mentor to them, to be an advisor, to teach them, not the other way around. Some teachers, they are so stupid that they stoop so low in order to date their someone that is even you can even give birth to. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. If you see so many things on social media, you'll be like, this man and this little girl. Even they will be like, he's the one that is. If your student is doing something, now, why can't you control yourself? please, it's up to the teachers and the students as well. We have to blame two of them.
Now let's look at society roles. There are people in that place scene. There is another teacher in that video. Students are around. Obviously, there will be teachers. Personally, for me, when I was still teaching, at some point there is a particular teacher I'm beginning to. He is always having some kind of conversation with students that I don't like. It doesn't always sit well with me. So whenever he's having that conversation with them, I would sit with them and ensure that I distract them.
The conversation.
I distract them in from continue. Imagine having conversation like you have started having boyfriend, and that's why all your this thing is coming
We
outside.
also teacher
Conversations like that. I was like, no, sir, you can't be saying this to students. So as if people are acting as if something is losing in their head, there should be somebody that will call them to order. And that is what the society can do. I think we should stop this nonchalant attitude of it's none of my business. Is his students, let him continue with it. So I want to hear from Ramsey Girl. Society role in ensuring order, even in a settings like this. What can people do to ensure that this doesn't continue? Because they are giving Nigerian government school bad names.
Exactly. The only thing the society can do is just to keep cautioning them. There's nothing else, just to keep cautioning them. You see, when you say them, they should be able to, mostly is on the teachers because they are the adults in this situation. So they should be able to control and comport themselves. So any those that are there, if not that they are birds of the same feather, we should have seen somebody that will be able to tell them and call them to order that Mr. So, what you are doing is wrong. You're not, or maybe let's say, because as I'm saying it, they are on break. In that
Yes.
picture, there is the kind of activities going
Another
on. So
teacher
I
is
think
even with them.
I think they are break. They are before more than one teacher is there. So they should be able to comport themselves. The society don't have any other thing than to keep cautioning them. And the person you are cautioning, that is if he's ready to hear. So if they are not ready to hear, there's nothing the society can do about it. But the thing is, they should keep cautioning them to
Okay.
desist
Let
away
teacher
from
be
that.
teacher and student be students. Exactly.
All right. My take on this is that you see, the society can ensure that things the society can ensure that sanity is brought to a place where people are seemingly displaying that something has
Their
loose out
madness.
of exactly, that something has loose out of their head. Society should be able to curb it. And at the same time, I will still come back to the point of to the government. Let them spell out the responsibility of people. Spell out teachers' responsibility, spell out children's responsibility, and we all must be accountable to each other. In that school, they can't tell me they don't have a principal. They can't tell me they don't have vice principal, people that are monitoring activities that is going on in the school. And even as teachers, for me, I believe there are things that common sense tell you. For me personally, while I was teaching, common sense always tell me that there are certain things you shouldn't send your students. Me, I did it to the point that I sweep my students' class. It is when they discover that, you see, I believe in leading by example. When they discover that this class is dirty, that's why Auntie pick up a broom. Before I get to the class, they make sure the class is clean. It is from there, the common sense told the children that let's have a basket. The school doesn't have, did not provide basket. They put a carton in the class. They amongst themselves, they assign somebody to go and trash the carton. Because they know that as soon as our class teacher gets to class, she doesn't like this dirty scene. So they are thoughtful enough to say that, okay, let's do it this way. So there are things that common sense should tell teachers to do. There are certain responsibilities I can't ask students to do. Something I cannot carry on my own, I can't send children to carry it. Whatever I cannot do by myself, I will never send a student to do it for me. So let me have your final thoughts on this story. Any other thing that came to mind outside of the things that we have not discussed on this story?
No, we just keep hammering on the teachers being, like I said, the teachers, they are the adults, so they should be able to be, they should apply sense, they should be sensible. And also there are some things that they should be, that there are some sensitive things that they're supposed to know that this is me and this is my student. So boundaries are supposed to be kept between the teachers and the students.
Dear teacher, as I did, you are meant to teach. and to be a mentor to your students. And you students outside there, you are meant to do what? To learn under your teacher, not the other way around. So let the teacher be the teacher and let the student be the students at the same time.
So this act that we have in this video, it should not be condoned. It is an unacceptable act. Anything at all that you want to say, they are my students, I have access to send them about, send them everywhere. No, there are things that common sense should be able to tell teachers that these are the things that you should assign to your students. These are the things you shouldn't assign to them. Learn, look at other schools, look at big private schools. You wouldn't see them mistreating their children. And like your big girl rightly said, she said, let students be students. You are supposed to mentor these children. And in mentorship, you are laying an example for them to follow. And these are not the examples that we want them to lay for you. If you need someone to massage your leg, go to a spa. If you need somebody to massage your shoulder, go to a spa. If you need somebody to clear your farm, somebody to wash your clothes, go and get help. Children are not your help. They are not your help. I understand that in the Nigerian system that so many things are happening. You know, the teacher's responsibility is too much and all of that. They need help in marking. They need help in writing. We understand that part, and it comes back to the government. Make sure that the teachers are working in a very safe environment. In a class of 100, one person cannot handle a class of 100. Divide it into two. Let them have a class teacher for a class, or two class teacher per class, a class of 50, because they are not machines to be doing all of this work. So on this note, we have sent note of warning to the teachers, we have sent note of warning to the students, and as well send note of warning to the government. Everyone here has a role to play, including the society, and the society is what brought this matter to the table. So on this note, we are wrapping up with the show. Thank you all so much for staying tuned with us on this conversation. I am Ayo, and as you can see, the ladies of Opinion Poll are always here every Monday to bring this conversation to you as they ought. So in case you have a conversation you want us to air on the show, you can do well to send in your question, conversation, highlight, report to 09022053305. Before we leave the studio, we'd like that you follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Prime Media TV. On Instagram and TikTok, we are Prime Media Studios. On the website where you're currently watching us, we're enginespeak.com. And you can do what to follow us on YouTube at Enginespeak. Till we come your way again, we are the ladies of Opinion Poll. Bye-bye.